In this video, we are going to talk about the rules. There are some rules in piano music regarding clefs. So generally, in beginning music theory and piano study, we are taught that the treble clef is played by the right hand, this one. And also in music theory, we're taught that the left hand plays the bass clef. So we're taught that, okay? So we are taught that the treble staff is the top staff and the bass clef is the bottom staff. Together, these two staffs create a grand staff where the two are joined, one on top of the other, connected with a beginning bar line and a bracket or brace. Kind of looks like that bracket or brace right there on the side. This means that both staves, are to be played at the same time by one player. So it would look like this. You've got your staves, you've got your beginning bar line right here, and then you have your brace right there. That blue brace that connects the two staves together. Alright? And then continuing the rules, the treble clef is usually to be played by the right hand. The bass clef is usually to be played with the left hand rather. Although, in more advanced piano music, however, the clefs could switch. So one of the most common switches that you'll see in immediate or advanced piano music, or intermediate or advanced piano music rather, would be like this. You could see, okay, you got treble clef on the top, bass clef on the bottom staff, and then all of a sudden, whoops, they changed the clef to treble clef on the bottom. So now that you have two treble clefs that you're playing in, that would mean that both your left hand and your right hand would have to play in treble clef. That does not mean that your hands are playing like this over top of each other. That just means that the composers are writing the part of the left hand in the treble clef lower. It's lower in the treble clef where they're writing that part. And then the melody, the right hand is usually a very high treble clef part. So that's all that switch really means. And you could see in the picture here, the picture on the last slide was referring to the bottom clef being changed from a bass clef, the way it normally is, to a treble clef. This would mean that you would have to move up your left hand into where the treble notes would be. Essentially then, both hands would be playing in the treble clef. Oftentimes, composers and arrangers will do this so that you won't be forced to read 3 or 4 or more ledger lines off of the staff if it were kept in the bass clef. That's what would happen. You'd have like 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, ledger lines rather, in bass clef, and they're like, well, why not just put that in treble clef and make it easier on the eyes, make it easier to read, so that it's not, you're not having to count ledger lines, as it were. The example that I have here is a quick one that I just wrote up. It talks about here in the right hand, you've got the higher treble melody followed by bass clef over here in the left hand, bottom staff. Then all of a sudden the treble clef stays the same high range, but the bass clef turns to a treble clef, and you're able to see, like this would be right here if you were to play this. Let's see. Or, so in either case, you are playing in both the treble and the bass clef, or treble and the treble clef in both hands, rather, on this. So it would sound something like this. The right hand would go up like this, while the left hand That's how you play both hands in the treble clef. Treble clef just means it's going to be sounding in the high range. It's going to be sounding in the high treble range there. You can also have a switch up to two bass clefs, one on top of the other. This is kind of rare, but I have seen it where you'll be playing in treble clef, or you'll be playing in treble and bass, and all of a sudden you get one bass clef down on the bottom and you get the other bass clef right next to it, the octave or a fifth above it. And then da-da. Okay, so you have those. You have those two elements, the melody and the bass, playing both in the bass clef range. And that, again, makes it so that you're not reading a ton of ledger lines off the staff. All right? And let's see. You could also have a switch like the one below, or you can also have, well, not the one below, you can have a switch of treble and bass clef again with the treble below it. But usually that doesn't happen because you would actually end up you would actually have a lot of cross-hand rhythm or cross-hand positioning like this. You know, you would have a lot of cross-hand playing, which that would be difficult. You know, but it would require you to have your hands crossed, like I said. And that would be difficult to do for like entire lines or entire systems. System is like a grand staff, an entire line of music. If you had to do the cross-handed thing, it would really feel uncomfortable. So usually you don't do this for long periods of time. It's practically impossible to keep it that way. Little cross-hand passages of 4 notes or fewer may be doable, but not an entire line. So there you go. You got to make sure that you're not just throwing stuff up there. There's a method to the madness. Let's see. If you have any questions on the rules for the clef, that concludes the 3 slides that I had on that. Let me know in the Q&A or in the comments, and we will go on to the next lecture, which talks about other common clefs.